Most people spend their entire lives working hard. They wake up early. They stay late. They sacrifice weekends, skip vacations, and pour everything they have into their jobs. And yet, somehow, they never get ahead. The bills keep coming. The savings never grow. And deep down, a quiet frustration starts to build. Not at the world, at themselves, because they did everything right. They followed the rules, and the rules didn't work. Here's what nobody told them. The problem was never the effort. The problem was the mindset behind the effort. There are two types of people in this world. The first type sees money as something you earn, something you trade your time for. You work an hour, you get paid for an hour. It feels fair. It feels safe. But it also means the moment you stop working, the money stops too. The second type sees money completely differently. They don't trade time for money. They build systems that make money for them while they sleep, while they rest, while they live. And that one shift in perspective changes absolutely everything. The wealthy don't work harder. They think differently. Robert Kiyosaki once said that the poor and middle class work for money, while the rich make money work for them. And for years, people read that line and nodded, but never truly understood what it meant in practice. Because understanding it intellectually is one thing. Feeling it in your bones, in your decisions, in the way you spend a Tuesday afternoon, that's something else entirely. Think about this. Two people start with the same salary. The first person uses that salary to pay bills, buy comfort, and enjoy the present. The second person does something different. They look at every dollar not as something to spend, but as a tool, a tiny worker that, if placed correctly, can go out and earn even more. They invest, they build, they delay the reward, not because they hate themselves, but because they understand something powerful. Time, paired with the right decision, is the most valuable asset on earth. This is called the investor mindset, and the moment it clicks, really clicks, your relationship with money will never be the same. But here's where most people get it wrong. They hear mindset and think it's about motivation, about waking up at 5 a.m. and reciting affirmations in the mirror. That's not it. A mindset shift isn't a feeling. It's a framework. It's a new lens through which every financial decision gets filtered. Should I buy this? Is this an asset or a liability? Does this move me toward freedom or further into obligation? These are the questions wealthy people ask automatically, not because they're smarter, but because they've trained themselves to think this way. And you can train yourself to. It starts with one simple question. Every time money passes through your hands, ask, is this building something or consuming something? That's it. Not complicated, not reserved for the elite. Just honest, clear thinking about where your resources are actually going. There's also a deeper layer here, and it's the one most financial content completely ignores. The mindset that creates wealth isn't just about money, it's about identity. The people who become wealthy eventually stop seeing themselves as workers and start seeing themselves as builders. They stop asking, how much does this pay? And start asking, what does this create? They stop living inside the transaction and start thinking about legacy, leverage, and long-term impact. That shift in identity is where the real transformation begins. Because when you see yourself as a builder, you start making builder decisions. You study, you learn, you surround yourself with people who think bigger. You stop trading hours for dollars and start investing hours into skills, systems, and opportunities that compound over time. You become patient with the process because you finally understand that wealth isn't a destination you arrive at. It's a direction you move in. Every single day, the mindset shift that makes people rich isn't magic. It's not luck. It's not a secret formula whispered only to the chosen few. It's a decision, a quiet, powerful, deeply personal decision to see the world through a different lens, to stop consuming and start building, to stop surviving and start designing, to look at your life not as something that happens to you, but as something you architect intentionally, deliberately, one smart choice at a time. Most people are waiting for their financial life to change. The few who get rich understand something the rest haven't figured out yet. Nothing changes until the thinking does. And the thinking that's always been within your control. Start there, change that, and watch what follows.